Hello everyone, I am Shreya Kolankar from the Bhopal School of Social Sciences, Department of Education, BA 3rd semester, and today we are going to learn about the properties of material. In the previous topic we have covered about different type of materials and the objects which are made up of those materials. In today's topic we are going to cover the properties of material. The second one, why we need to classify the objects, and then we are going to recapitulate what we have learned. So why do we need to choose our material while we are making an object? As we know that all the objects cannot be made up of same material. For example, our very own book and the notebooks. We cannot prepare them from metal or else wood material. We use cellulose that is obtained by the plant for making the sheets and the hardcover of the book. In the same way, we cannot design the utensils with the help of paper material as it would not serve the purpose. So what are the things that we need to keep in our mind while we are choosing materials for our object? The first one is, what is the purpose for which we are going to use the object. So while choosing the material, we need to keep in mind the purpose for which the object is to be used. The second thing that we need to keep in mind is, what is the property of the material that we are going to use. Now, coming on to the properties of material, there are 6 properties of material, and today we are going to discuss 4 of them. The properties of material include appearance, texture, hardness, solubility, density, and transparency. The first of all, appearance. Appearance of the material or the object includes those objects which are having shine, and some of them are dull in appearance. Here appearance means the look of the object. And lustrous, so they are categorized into 2 parts. The first one are called as the lustrous object, and the second type of objects are called as the non-lustrous object. Lustrous objects are those objects which are able to shine, and non-lustrous objects are those objects which do not shine. Lustrous objects include mostly metals. Here the fork and knife and the bangles and copper wire are the lustrous object, and non-lustrous is like this wood log. It is not the shining one, hence it is non-lustrous. The second property is based on their texture. Now how can we feel the texture of the objects? By touching them. So we can identify whether the object is rough or smooth by touching them. So here are certain pictures of the material which are having a rough and smooth texture. The first one is woolen. Is woolen rough or smooth in texture? It is rough in texture. Glazed papers are our craft paper that we use in like art integrated activity work. So these are smooth in their texture and we can identify them by touching. Then silk is also smooth in texture. We use sandpaper for scraping the furniture and the wall. So this sandpaper is also having rough texture. Now the third property of the material is based on their hardness. There are certain objects that cannot be compressed easily, and there are some of the objects which can be easily compressed. So the objects that can be compressed easily are called as soft materials, and those which cannot be compressed easily are called as hard materials. So here in the picture we can see that a plastic sharpener is there, and it is made up of plastic, which is again a hard material. Sponge and razor, they are the soft materials and they can easily be compressed. Fourth property is the density of the objects. So density of an object is their ability to float or sink. So in the picture we can observe that there are certain objects which are floating on the surface of the water, while others have settled at the bottom of the containers and the sea. So the light objects float easily on the water, while those objects which are made up of metals sink to the bottom of the surface of the sea or else the container. So now let us recapitulate what we have learned. Today we learned about the purpose of classification, which depends on the property of the material and the purpose for which we are going to use that object. The second are the properties of material, which includes their appearance, then texture, then hardness and density. Hope you all enjoyed. Thanks for watching.